Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Dr. Neha. In this video, as you can see on the screen behind me, I am going to take up in detail the master of English literature. Yes, T.S. Eliot. In today's video, we will talk about the life and the works of T.S. Eliot. This one video is important for so many aspiring candidates. This is important for my dear NTNet students, for WB set students, for Gujarat set students. And not only that, it is important for UPPSC's GIC, LT grade assistant professor vacancy. Since T.S. Eliot as a writer is prescribed in all these government exams, he becomes important. Is it the only reason that he is important? No. He is important because he is important. He is important because he is a very important representative writer of modern age. So in this video, let us talk about T.S. Eliot in detail in Dr. Neha's style. And by that way, your many problems will be solved. This video will be very much descriptive in nature. That means it will solve your objective and subjective issues at the same time. So here I am with my version of T.S. Eliot. So T.S. Eliot was born in America. He was born in US in the year 1888. And he was born in US, but he emigrated to England and there he converted to Anglicanism. He is a poet, he was a very renowned, he is indeed a renowned poet, playwright, prose writer, dramatist, and an editor who has edited writings like who has edited journals, has contributed to journals, famous journals of Favor and Favor, the Criterion, the Egoist. He has touched upon all these important journals of the modern age. So when I say this thing, T.S. Eliot is important. He is important because he is a master modern writer. He is the pioneer of modern writings. With him, with his writings, the modern age breaks away from the shackles of Victorian age and comes closest to being a modern age. It is not wrong to say that T.S. Eliot is an ultra modern writer. Each and every writing of his reflects his association with the modern age. In his writings, he was influenced by symbolism. He was associated with the new critics, the new criticism school of literary criticism. He was influenced by symbolism. He was associated with F.R. Lewis and other new critics who sought after the formalist approach in the critical writings. So, but so far I have been introducing T.S. Eliot and I will take up each and every work written by T.S. Eliot in detail. But why? Why? The answer here is in today's time, like in 2025, ना ही एनटीए नेट आसान रह गया है और ना ही आसान रह गए हैं हमारे गवर्नमेंट लेवल के स्क्रीनिंग टेस्ट एग्जाम्स. Each and every time the examiner, the question paper setter is hunting to get something new. So, not only the canonical works of T.S. Eliot have touched upon the non-famous works of T.S. Eliot as well. Because जैसे year by year time बढ़ रहा है, competition भी बढ़ रहा है. So, let us get into his works. As I've told that he is a part of new criticism. New criticism is a way of criticism, it's a way of criticizing where the formalist approach is favored. The words on the text are more favored rather than the writer who has written it. It's a textual approach, It's a textual approach, not a writerly approach. How writer has written it, why writer has written it, it is not important. But what is important, what is in front of you, the words on the text, the words on the page, they are important. They have to be criticized. The forms have to be taken care of. The style, the form, the tone, they are important. But what is not important is the influence and the personality of the writer. T.S. Eliot's concept of impersonality is indeed his contribution to the formalist school, to the new criticism school. Why? Because his concept of impersonality completely gives a gap between the writer and the narrator. The one who has written the work should be different from, personally, personality wise, different from the one who is being represented in the work. His personal emotions and passions cannot get swayed away into the works, they just cannot. So his impersonal theory is his contribution to the new criticism. So he was influenced by Ezra Pound, he was influenced by symbolism. Now, his early works. T.S. Eliot's early works include the first poem, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. This poem was written when he was already in his college. It was written in the year 1917. The poem is short and is prescribed in many universities. But ये poem बहुत ज़्यादा important है. वो किस लिए important है? Because this is one of his most representative poems that talks about the disillusionment, that talks about the disconnectedness, disorientedness, directionless narrator, Prufrock. He is sitting with a lady. Let us go, you and I, when the evening is set against the sky. Romantic लगती है ना? Let us go, you and I. Prufrock is asking a lady to come with him, to come to him and come with him to the evening. But in the third line, the mood changes. And the mood changes. The evening that was expected to be romantic in the very first two lines turns directionless, disillusioned, the wasteland. कैसे बदल जाती है? Evening is compared to a patient who has been etherized, जिसको anesthesia दिया गया है. That patient is dull, pale, like that evening, and that evening is not romantic anymore. Throughout the poem, J. Alfred Prufrock is trying and trying to say a word, but all the words that he is saying in the poem is going on in his head. He is observing and everything is going on in his head. He is present in the restaurant. He is looking at the ladies. They are talking about Michel Lango. They are chattering. But what he is doing? He is just thinking. The interior monologue is going on. The dramatic monologue is going on. And as a result of which, the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock is a silent love song. And why I'm speaking in English? Because when you will sit in your subjective exam, I'm directly talking to UPPSC, GDC, LT grade and GIC students. जब आप अपने subjective paper में बैठेंगे तो ये words आपकी help करेंगे. Disoriented, directionless, dissociation, modern disillusionment, स्पिरिचुअल रीजनरेशन की जो नीड है, ये सब वेस्टलैंड आप में प्रिस्क्राइब की गई है. आपकी चॉइस ऑफ वर्ड्स, आपकी वोकैबुलरी बहुत ज्यादा मैटर करेगी इन डिराइविंग द कंप्लीट मार्क्स. आपके मार्क्स को डिराइव करने में आपने चॉइस ऑफ वर्ड कैसा लिखा है, क्या सिंपल इंग्लिश के साथ साथ कुछ ऐसे रिप्रेजेंटेटिव वर्ड्स लिखे हैं जो कंप्लीटली पोएम को बताते हैं. सो दिस इज माय वे ऑफ टीचिंग. आई टीच सब्जेक्टिव एंड ऑब्जेक्टिव बोथ ऑल टुगेदर. एंड यू बिकॉज अगर हम यूपीपीएससी का असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर का सिलेबाई उठाकर देखते हैं तो लेवल को यहाँ सेट किया गया है. वो एनटीए नेट का सिलेबस भी पार कर गए हैं. ट्रांसलेशन स्टडीज, लिंग्विस्टिक्स में डिस्क्रिप्शन आ चुका है और आपके बाद ट्रांसलेशन स्टडीज, वुमेन स्टडीज, क्या क्या कैटेगराइजेशन उन्होंने की है. When they are making a syllabus that is respectful in today's scenario, why not prepare and grip ourselves in such a way कि हमें कोई beat ना कर सके. और हम अपनी तैयारी को ऑब्जेक्टिव वे से सब्जेक्टिव को साथ क्रैक करने की करेंगे। तो अर्ली वर्क है टीएस एलियट का द लव सॉन्ग ऑफ जे एल्फ्रेड प्रूफ्रॉक 1917 में आया है। नेट के स्टूडेंट्स क्रोनोलॉजी देख लीजिए, ऑब्जेक्टिव के लिए भी आप लोग क्रोनोलॉजी देख लीजिए। जो नैरेटर है वो डिसओरिएंटेड है, डायरेक्शन है, कहने को जे एल्फ्रेड प्रूफ्रॉक का लव सॉन्ग है बट लव कहीं नहीं है, एनेस्थीसिया डिसइल्यूजनमेंट देखने को जरूर मिलेगा। एंड दिस पोम इज अ शॉर्ट पोम, अभी टाइम है, इसे पढ़ लीजिए, टेक्सचुअली पढ़ लीजिए। And this poem is published in Prufrock and other observations, and it talks about the evening. The conceit of evening is very much important here. Next is, क्योंकि एग्जाम competitive होते जा रहे हैं, we cannot dare to leave any work possible. तो टी.एस. एलियट अपने आप में कैनोनिकल राइटर हैं, उन्हें हम बिल्कुल नहीं छोड़ सकते हैं। तो उनका जो वर्क है जेरोनिशन, दैट वाज पब्लिश्ड, इट्स अ शॉर्ट पोम published in the year 1919 after J. Alfred Prufrock was published. It is written in the same way, it's a dramatic monologue, style भी वही है, interior monologue है, but story क्या है? There is an old man, there is a young man, and a conversation is going on between them. And as a conversation going on, modern disillusionment, modern problems, सब कुछ डिस्कस किया जा रहा है. This old man is disabled. He is now not in the prime of his age, whereas young man is opposite of him. And as a result of which, the poem is a stark comparison between the young age and the old age. And अब तक HPSC का स्क्रीनिंग हुआ था, नेट के एग्जाम हो रहे हैं, तो टी.एस. एलियट की एक फेवरेट चीज है और वो है एपिग्राफ्स। वो बहुत ज्यादा एपिग्राफ्स लिखते हैं, एपिग्राफ्स इंक्लूड करते हैं। तो अपनी इस पोम जेरोनिशन में भी उन्होंने एपिग्राफ दिया है। क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, आई एम टॉकिंग टू एनटीए नेट के स्टूडेंट्स, आई एम टॉकिंग टू यूपीपीएससी के स्टूडेंट्स, आ सकता है, एक इजी क्वेश्चन नहीं है। अगर लेवल को यहाँ सेट किया गया है तो प्रेपरेशन को भी यहाँ सेट कर लीजिए। टी.एस. एलियट के सारे एपिग्राफ्स आपके रीडिंग टेबल के सामने होने चाहिए। तो जेरोनिशन का एपिग्राफ मेजर फ्रॉम मेजर में से लिया गया है एंड इट्स अ प्ले। नेक्स्ट थिंग, The Wasteland. The master poem by T.S. Eliot is The Wasteland. The Wasteland पे ऑलरेडी यूट्यूब चैनल, हमारे यूट्यूब चैनल पर द वेस्टलैंड की एक वीडियो ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल है, वेल इन डिटेल वीडियो अवेलेबल है, और उसे भी ऑब्जेक्टिव और सब्जेक्टिव दोनों को जस्टिफाई करने के लिए बनाया गया है। उसमें आपको सब्जेक्टिव के लिए अच्छे वर्ड्स मिलेंगे और ऑब्जेक्टिव के लिए रिलायबल मटेरियल मिलेगा। वेस्टलैंड 1922 में आई थी, द क्राइटेरियन में पब्लिश हुई थी, and later on it was published in the Dial. So Wasteland is one of the most representative poem. इसका सारा मटेरियल 2 बुक्स में से टी.एस. एलियट ने लिया है। ये भी क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, नेट में बहुत बार आया है। These 2 books influenced T.S. Eliot while he was writing The Wasteland. And first book is Jesse Weston's From Ritual to Romance and James Fraser's The Golden Bough. Both the books are very important. और Wasteland की importance की तो मैं क्या ही बात करूं, LT grade, GIC, असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर, एनटीएनेट, हर तरीके के एग्जाम में द वेस्टलैंड को प्रिस्क्राइब किया गया है। और अगर आप हमारे नोट्स का डेमो देखना चाहते हैं तो हमने ऑलरेडी द वेस्टलैंड के नोट्स क्रिएट कर रखे हैं, बहुत ही हिट रहे हमारे वो नोट्स एचपीएससी के सब्जेक्ट नॉलेज टेस्ट में। आइए आपको भी एक बार दिखा देते हैं अपने उन नोट्स को, जस्ट वेट, जो हमारे रहे द वेस्टलैंड के। I don't know why it is not working. See, अभी डाउनलोड हो जाएगा और हम देखते हैं हमारे वेस्टलैंड के नोट्स। See, the long poem The Wasteland has been authored by a noted poet, playwright, critic T.S. Eliot. Eliot is a modern poet, and The Wasteland is an equally difficult poem to comprehend. इस तरीके से हमारे सब्जेक्टिव के नोट्स आपको मिलेंगे, जो ऑब्जेक्टिव एंड सब्जेक्टिव और जो मेजर उनके रिप्रेजेंटेटिव सिंबल्स हैं द वेस्टलैंड के, वो भी इसमें आपको देखने को इफेक्टिवली मिल जाएंगे. See, Wasteland is divided in 5 parts: the burial of the dead, a game of chess, death by water, the fire sermon, and what the thunder said. इनके टाइटल्स ही अपने आप में इतने ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट हैं. ये मॉडर्न डिसइल्यूजनमेंट दिखाती है that the land we live in is essentially a wasteland because of the industrialization, because of the scientific revolution, and because of the spiritual disillusionment. We do not believe in God. The chapels are empty, the churches are empty, and there is no humanity left. Even marriages are loveless. They are just committed in sense of duty, and there is no inherent love between the husband and wife. There are many symbols pertaining to the marriage. There are many symbols pertaining to the in-between situation. Like the narrator of the story, the wasteland, is Tiresias. He was scolded and hit by Jove and Juno. He was hit by a couple of snakes, as a result of which he turned blind, and as a result of which, because of the conflict between Jove and Juno, he became a queer. He was neither a male nor a female. So he's not able to answer who enjoys the course first. Nobody, he cannot answer that. He was far-sighted man. He is taken to be the unifying persona of the complete poem. But he appears and disappears. Through Tiresias, we see everything, every narrator, every symbolic story going on. But he doesn't utter a word. He's not visible, but he's there. So Tiresias का कैरेक्टर, सिबिल का कैरेक्टर, इसका एपिग्राफ जो अपने आप में बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. जब भी बात टीएस एलियट की हो, आपको एपिग्राफ नहीं छोड़ना है. एपिग्राफ एचपीएससी के रीसेंट स्क्रीनिंग इंग्लिश लिटरेचर के टेस्ट में भी आया था. वेस्टलैंड का एपिग्राफ कहां से लिया गया है. नेक्स्ट इज another important poem, The Hollow Man, published in the year 1925. As the title of it suggests, The Hollow Man deals with the hollowness that is there in humankind today. There is hollowness, there is emptiness, there is nothing that can be fulfilled. The epigraph of this poem again is taken from Heart of Darkness, and the poem deals with the time when the Guy Fawkes plot, द ईयर नेट के स्टूडेंट्स मुझे बताएंगे, गाय फॉक्स का एफईजी बर्न किया जाता है. 5th ऑफ नवंबर को बर्न किया जाता है. क्यों किया जाता है, कमेंट सेक्शन में आप लोग मुझे बताएंगे, नेट के स्टूडेंट्स जो प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं. Next important work, Journey of Maggie, published in the year 1927. The journey of three kings towards their search of Jesus Christ. And when they meet Jesus Christ, their material understanding of the things goes away. They think, what is now left to be done? All is undone, all is done. There is nothing to be done now. We have attained everything once we have seen the glimpse of Jesus Christ. So this is the journey of Maggie. Next in line is Ash Wednesday. Ash Wednesday is basically based upon Eliot's conversion to Anglicanism. When he was writing Hollow Man, he was confused about his own priority of a religion. But when he wrote Ash Wednesday, he was fully converted. So this is another very important poem. His belief system in the religion came a full circle with Ash Wednesday. And now, very important poem four quartets. Four quartets, as a title of it suggests, it is divided into four quartets. First is the Burnt Norton, second is the East Cocker, Dry Salvages and Little Gidding. टाइटल्स लर्न कर लो, पूछे जा सकते हैं, इसी तरीके से ही पूछे जाएंगे. 5 पार्ट्स वेस्टलैंड के लर्न कर लो और बर्न नॉटन, लिटिल गिडिंग इन्हें भी लर्न कर लीजिए. अब इनका एसेस पर आते हैं. टीएस एलियट एज अ पोएट आपने देखा. नाउ लुक एट हिम एज एन एसेइस्ट. हिज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एसे ट्रेडिशन एंड इंडिविजुअल टैलेंट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. Why? Because इसमें मॉडर्निज्म उनका झलक के आता है, उनका न्यू क्रिटिसिज्म के तरफ झुकाव समझ में आता है. So T.S. Eliot's essay Tradition and Individual Talent is very important. He is talking about that we talk of वैसे तो we seldom talk of tradition, but when we talk of tradition we talk about it as a phrase of censure. हम अटैक करते हैं, दिस इज ट्रेडिशनल, अरे दिस इज टू ट्रेडिशनल, ये अच्छा नहीं है, ये पुराना है. और इम्पर्सनैलिटी की बात जब वो करते हैं इस ऐसे में, वो बात करते हैं, ही कंपेयर्स द माइंड ऑफ अ पोएट टू द श्रेड ऑफ प्लैटिनम. A poet's mind is like a shred of a platinum. Like a platinum is a catalyst in the presence of whom two reactions take place. Likewise, the mind of the poet should be like a shred of a platinum, where various reactions of feelings and emotions should take place, but his mind should stay untouched, unaffected by those chemical reactions. This is one of the masterpieces. हमारे YouTube channel पर इसका complete descriptive, complete objective material available है. I will try to put the link somewhere here. वेस्टलैंड का भी, वेस्टलैंड वोकैबुलरी का भी, और उसके बाद ट्रेडिशन एंड इंडिविजुअल टैलेंट को भी मैं टैग कर दूंगी. प्लीज डू व्यू दैट वीडियो इन ऑर्डर टू गेट full idea of T.S. Eliot's writings. Next is Hamlet and his problems. In this one work, he censures Hamlet, that Hamlet is an artistic failure, and that's a big thing that he said. Why Hamlet is an artistic failure? Because he rambles a lot, he drifts in his thoughts, rather than undergoing the process of condensation and saying one thing once, he drifts here and there in forms of soliloquies. And that for T.S. Eliot is Hamlet is an artistic failure because of that, because condensation नहीं है, objective correlative नहीं है. The Sacred Wood is a book in which a number of essays are published. Another two essays are very important. The Idea of Christian Society, notes from the definition or notes towards a definition of culture. In this essay हमें इनके minimal works को भी touch करना है क्योंकि competition बढ़ रहा है. Notes towards the definition of culture, he favors, like F.R. Lewis, great tradition. He favors, like Matthew Arnold, high and elite culture. Next is T.S. Eliot as a dramatist. He favored poetic drama. He favored the very fact that like blank verse is important to poetry, poetic drama is important to the genre of drama. That gives real taste to his understanding of drama. There are many poetic dramas or dramas in journal that he has written. The Cocktail Party, Confidential Clerk, Murder in the Cathedral is one of the most important works written by him. The work was written in the year 1935. That work talks about the murder of Saint Thomas Becket. And why he was murdered? Because there was certain form of disagreement between the king, politics, and the Archbishop of Canterbury, that is Thomas Becket. And this Thomas Becket is the same person to whose shrine Chaucer's Canterbury Tales is going on. कैंटरबरी टेल्स के सारे कैरेक्टर्स पैक होकर श्रद्धालु जा रहे हैं कैंटरबरी की श्राइन पर, कहा माथा टेकने? सेंट थॉमस बेकेट को. और इन्हीं के ही मर्डर की स्टोरी टेकअप की है टीएस एलियट ने. इस वर्क में इंपॉर्टेंट है टेम्पटेटर्स, कॉरस मर्डरर्स और उनके भी नेम्स बताए गए हैं. सेंट थॉमस बेकेट was the Archbishop of Canterbury Church. He was far from politics, but he was a human. He was tempted by martyrdom. He preferred his own martyrdom, being a martyr, rather than bowing down to the wishes of the king or to enter into politics. He was not tempted by material things, but he thought that if he gives his life for the sake of religion, he will be a martyr, and he is a martyr, and that is why he was murdered approximately around 12th century, I should say. But he is a saint, he will be a saint, and there are many shrines specially dedicated to Canterbury. He is the Archbishop of Canterbury. He was murdered by 4 knights. There are four tempters before his death who come to him to tempt him to enter politics, who tempt him to leave the church, who tempt him to lead a humanly life, and the fourth one tempts him to be a martyr, which he decides to. The play is divided across 3 dates. 2nd of December, on 2nd of December, we see chorus is playing, and chorus is hinting that there is something unpleasant that might go with Thomas Becket today. And on 25th of December, the day of Christmas, Thomas Becket himself delivers a sermon. And in his sermon, he continuously focuses upon martyrdom. And on 29th of December, he attains martyrdom. So with that note, murder in the cathedral is the murder of Saint Archbishop of Canterbury, Saint Thomas Becket, who was murdered by 4 knights. Please read it for yourself. Whatever I have taught today is sufficient and not sufficient at the same time. So I request you people to read more and more. As we have seen in NTNet's June attempt, the paper was known yet unknown. And why I'm saying this? Because I don't want that they should repeat in the December attempt. We still have ample time left. I've included 2 essays by T.S. Eliot. I've included one unknown poem by T.S. Eliot. Only because to serve the purpose, because the greed of the knowledge is increasing, and examiner are setting the paper, I don't know from where. So it becomes very much important for you to dig deep. So read more and more, as much as possible, especially these canonical writers, and go through their minimal writings once, please. So with that note, I come to the end of this video, but not to the end of this series. As I say this thing, NTNet is awaited, UPPSC is awaited, West Bengal set is awaited, Gujarat set is awaited, and we are here to help you people. And if you wish to attain our notes for the wasteland, they are available at nominal prices. But I tell you, they are very helpful to serve both a subjective and objective purpose. And if you want us to help you in certain unit, LT grade, GIC, GDC, NTNet, किसी भी यूनिट पर अगर आप चाहते हैं कि हम आपकी हेल्प करें, do reach out to us in the comment section below. We'll definitely help you. What we are here for? We are here for you people only. With that, I wish you good night. Have a nice time. Good luck as you prepare.